Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all. Today we have a new topic, and before we start, um, just to inform everybody, we are going to start our broadcast every day at 4:30 p.m. exactly. So every day, not one day, exactly every day, and that goes even to Saturday and Sunday. So please inform your friends, and everyone is welcome to join. Our topic today is Muhammad in the Bible. Now, we made many videos before about Muhammad in the Bible, uh, but you know, Muslim, they keep posting and they keep bringing verse or verses. Uh, Simply, the Muslims are looking for their prophet to be a prophet in our Bible, and that is a sign of depression, not a sign of confidence. You will not find a Christian trying to find Jesus in the Quran. I mean, that is not really, I mean, who need it? But because the Muslims, they are really depressed and they have no idea how they can answer and how they can prove to us, how they can even prove to themselves that Muhammad is a prophet. Actually, in fact, Muhammad himself was not able to prove to himself that he was a prophet, and today we are going to prove that to you. In the front of me in the screen, there is a post of a Muslim man. His name is Muhammad Al-Yaqubi, and he is posting happy that he found his prophet or a prophecy about his prophet in our Bible. Now, as you see the post in the front of your eyes, and he is giving us the book name, the chapter, and the verse. You see, the Quran called the Muslims illiterate, and I think this is happening for a reason. The Quran called Muhammad and all the Muslims illiterate. And call all the Christians and the Jews the people of the book. Not sure why this is not working. Okay. My keyboard is acting up. All right. If you look with me in the Quran, I hope my voice is clear, guys. Let me know, please, if the sound is not clear from your side. Just let me know, please, if it's not clear. This is chapter 3, verse number 20. فإن حاجوك فقل أسلمت وجهي لله ومن اتبعنا وقل للذين أوتوا الكتاب والأميين. And say to those who follow the book, those who they are giving the books, which mean the Christians and the Jews, and the Ummiyin. What the word Ummiyin mean? If you ask any Muslim, he will say to you, it is illiterate. And who are the illiterate? Those are the Muslims. And who are those who be given the book? Those are the Christians and the Jews. So Allah, the God of Islam, he called the Muslims illiterate. And that is a very clear sign that stupid people only, they are those who convert to Islam. Illiterates. And that is sign that the one who made the Quran is a stupid too, because he is calling the Christians and the Jews that they are the people of the book, but yet they say that the book of the Christian and the Jews are corrupt. He is calling them in the time of Muhammad people of the book, but yet he supposedly didn't have a book. So either the writer of the Quran is dumb, stupid, or he is confirming that the book never been changed and they are the right one and they are the people of the book. Otherwise, I should not be called from the people of the book unless I have a book which is a true book. Same time, when the Quran described the Muslims as Ummiyin, their illiteracy about what? It's not really about knows how to write, how to read. Their illiteracy is about knowing God. Every Abdul is illiterate, and this is who is calling them illiterate is the Quran, not me. And if you don't believe me, you can just click at the translation of the verse, and you choose any translation, which all of them are false anyway. I don't accept any of them. You know that Muslims, they will never translate correctly. They are trying to, sugarcoat their Quran. So you will see the Quran saying it clearly that those who they are illiterate and those who they are ummiyin. Who are they, the illiterate, and who are the ummiyin? If you don't like Yusuf Ali Muslims, you can go to any translation. Shakir, no problem. Shakir, let's see Shakir. This is Shakir. Shakir translation saying, I have submitted myself entirely. This is false, by the way, because the word is used there. Like here, the word submit again is coming here. The word aslamtum is not submit. Did you surrender? So anyway, you will see that the Quran is calling them who have been given the book and the unlearned people. Who are they, the unlearned people, the illiterate people? Those are the Muslims. We can change translation as many as you want. You will see all of them, they confirm that the Christians and the Jews are the learned one, and those who they are the unlearned, those are the Muslims. You see, this is the correct translation of the word aslamtum, which means Islam does not mean submission. It's a stupid lie, and many people, Christians, even they copy paste because they are ignorant. So if they surrender, this is what Islam is about. Islam is to surrender, not to submit. So, and say into those who receive the scriptures and those who read not. Who are they, those who read not? Those are the Muslims. So even the Quran confirmed that Muslims are stupid, dumb. They do not know how to read in the meaning of reading about God, not about not to read and not to write. This is why we see a Muslim who do not know about God, he want to teach us about God. Even his Quran teaching him, he is saying to him that you do not know about God. The Christians are the one who didn't know about God. You are just illiterate. You are just unlearned. And this can be found in many verses in the Quran, by the way. I'm not just picking up my cherries. All the Quran, like as an example, chapter 3, verse number 75, it says again that the illiterate, who are the Muslims, and the people of the book. So we are the people of the book. They are the illiterate. And you can change translation as many as you want. Again, that appear again in chapter 62, verse number 2. Verse number 2. All right, here we go. He it is who has sent among the unlearned, the illiterate, once a messenger of their own. So Muhammad is sent from who? Is sent between those who they are unlearned. What does that mean exactly? The dump. And those who receive revelation. So there is the Christians and Jews who receive revelation, and there is the unlearned one. Those are the dumb Muslims. Then the question is going to be for this Abdul here in Facebook. You idiot, if your Quran says that Muhammad is sent between the unlearned about the scriptures, huh? If your Quran, Abdul, wake up, Abdul. Abdul, hey, wake up, drink some camel urine, fresh urine. If your Quran saying that your prophet was sent from between the unlearned, the illiterate, to the illiterate, how you say he was sent to the Jews? How you say his name is appearing in the book of the Jews? Are you dumb Muslims? Are you stupid? The verse in the front of you, it says, from between them, from among you. From what? It says, this is the Muslim post. I'm just posting to you, showing you exactly as he posts. Read with me carefully, please. The verse in the Old Testament says, the Lord, your God, will raise up for you a prophet like me among you, from you. Who? The Israelis. So the Quran confirmed that Muhammad was raised from between the illiterate, the one who don't have scriptures, to the ones who have no scriptures. How you Muslim you say that this verse is about Muhammad? I say that every Muslim is stupid until he proved the opposite. So we showed you the explanation from two ways. One from the Quran, which you believe in, and one from the verse you are showing us, just to show you how stupid what you are saying to us. By the way, the word stupid, I'm not saying it to insult, it's just a description of the stage and the status of the person. If somebody is wearing dirty clothes, I say to him dirty, I don't mind, really, you know, I'm just telling him that he's dirty. So look how easy it is to prove that Muslims are so desperate and so stupid, and they have no idea what they are talking about. Are you saying that your Quran was wrong? Because your Quran saying that he was sent from between the illiterate to the illiterate. Not from between the Jews. And the Quran described the Jews as the people of the book, which means the people of the scriptures, which means you Muslims don't have scriptures. And by the way, all the Quran confirming that the Muslims don't have a book. This is why it's calling them al-ummiyin. Now, I wish this guy who is posting, and those Muslims who they are posting in YouTube, they have the courage and the knowledge to call me live, and I'm wanting to debate your life on Skype. If there is any Muslim right there, he have the courage and the knowledge to call me live. Should we call Zakir Naik? It's very shameful that Muslims cannot find their prophet to be prophet in their book, so they try to find him in our book. Now let us see first if Muhammad is qualified to be a prophet anyway. I mean, to be called a prophet, shouldn't you have a prophecy? Shouldn't you? Let me prophesy for you, my friend. Next month, a lot of women, they will have their period. Allahu Akbar. How you know? Tomorrow, there are some people, they will have accidents somewhere in the world. Allahu Akbar. How he knew? By the way, if a woman have orgasm first, the baby will be a girl. That's his discovery. That is pure science. How your prophet can be called a prophet if you don't have a prophecy? If we go and see the prophecy of Muhammad as an example, let us pick some. I don't want to pick up something very tough on the Muslims. Absolutely not. I will try to find something easy. Lord have mercy. Poor Muslims. Let us go to the hadith. What we will talk about in the hadith. Yeah, I think this one is good. This one is good. This is about the Euphrates River. And Muhammad is making a prophecy. What the prophet say it. By the way, because I have to repeat say it, because the Muslim, they love the echo. If you go to Muslim program or chat rooms or even in the mosque, you will see they add extra speakers so they can hear the echo, and that will make the sounds for them, not for me. For me it sounds stupid. For them it will make it like majestic, powerful. So Allah apostle say it. Soon the river of the Euphrates will disclose a treasure. The mountain of gold. So whoever will be present. At that time should not take anything from it. Wait. Slowly. Let us a little bit try to understand what Muhammad trying to say in his prophecy, which is really amazing. Again, for those who don't know, the new ones who join us, every day we have a broadcast in the same channel in YouTube. Please take a note and subscribe. Every day at 4:30 p.m. every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a month, unless I am doing a seminar or I'm in trouble somewhere. Now, do you guys see the Muslim translation saying the word soon? Is the word soon appearing for you? How soon, Muhammad? You see, in Arabic it says yushiku. The word yushik in Arabic mean almost there. Not only soon, it's almost like in the corner. I can copy right now the word for you, and or actually you can use yourself, you can copy the word and you can post it in any dictionary. You can take it to Google Translation and you will see that yushik, sorry, does not mean soon only. It's extremely soon, to the point it's almost there. So Muhammad here, obviously, he made a big false prophecy about a treasure, and this treasure is not small treasure, it's a mountain of gold. I mean, like, come on, do you know what mountain of gold mean? If a mountain of gold is discovered, that will shake the economy of the world. Do you know that? I'm serious about that. If any country in the world was able to discover a mountain of gold, that will destroy the economies of many countries, because that will make the gold so cheap, for there's a lot of it. We are talking about a mountain of gold, and that discovery is going to be very soon. But Muhammad, he said that, my friend, 1400 years ago. Oh, I'm typing in the using the Indian letters. By the way, one of the false information many people they learn in the internet and even in their schools, that those letters, the Latin letters, numbers, those are Arabic numbers. This is absolutely false. Those are Aramaic alphabet. Those are not even letters, I mean numbers. Those are alphabet. And maybe one day I will make a special time to speak about the Aramaic alphabet, which became numbers, which is the same number, actually the same time it's used as alphabet and as numbers. This is not Arabic, as many liars they keep saying to you. However, Muhammad said that this treasure will be explored or explored 1400 years ago. He said soon. Let us say this should be 50 years after. I mean, soon. I mean, 50 years is really a lot. I'm trying to exaggerate. Soon it should be 6 months from now, 10 years from now. Let it go. I mean 500 years from now. But we are talking about 1400 years, and the mountain of gold did not or was not found yet. Obviously, Muhammad is making a false prophecy, and he is no prophet. However, there is other problem here. The base 1010 numerical system is from India. It's not Arabic. Yeah, when I said Arabic, I mean this is how we use it today in Arabic. There's nothing really made by the Arab, and I am from the Middle East, and I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the history always have a lot of corruption, a lot of lies. The same as when they say to you Al-Jabratu is made by a guy, his name, etc., etc., and he is a Muslim. The fact this guy, if he is exist, there's no proof he is exist. But if he is exist, He is from the Sabians, and he is from the city of Haran, and those are no Arab, those are Aramaic. This is the same close city to where Abraham he came from. But anyway, the Muslims always hijack everything and they try to claim it for themselves. Soon from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they will say that what his name, Steve Jobs, he was a Muslim. Why? Because his father was a Syrian, and they will make him a Muslim. Just wait. So anyone he die, after he dies, soon 20 years from now, they will say Christian Prince, he converted to Islam the day he died. Just wait. This is Muslims, you know, it's a scam. Everything about them is a scam. The same as Muhammad promising the Muslims a mountain of gold and then the river of Euphrates. Another fairy tale stories, Muhammad he said, as long we are mentioning the Euphrates, that the Euphrates is one of the rivers of the heaven. Now the heaven of Islam, the garden, you see, the garden of Islam is not exist in the earth. If we go in the Quran, like, you know, in the Bible, sometimes we and Muslims we use the same words, but it's not the same. Okay, be careful. So, like, you know, the Quran speak about Jannatu Adan. Jannatu Adan. Where we can find Jannatu Adan, which mean the gardens of Adan, Eden. Let us switch to وعد الله للمؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين etc. And then he says ومساكن طيبة في جنات عدن, and houses, beautiful houses in the gardens of Eden. What is the Garden of Eden in Islam? The Garden of Eden in Islam is not in earth, it is in heaven. All right, and that Garden of Eden, underneath of it there is rivers flow underneath, and beautiful mansions. So those Garden of Edens, they have mansions and they have rivers underneath of them, according to Muhammad. But where is the Garden of Edens according to Islam? It is in sky, in heaven. But look what Muhammad he said in the hadith. Muhammad he mentioned that the heaven of Islam have 100 levels, as you see in the front of your eyes. There is 100 level. Let's make it more clear. And every level have different entertainment, which mean based in how much you were active for the sake of Allah, you will go up or down, depend in your activities. So if you are a good Muslim who do jihad, who fight for the sake of Allah, who rape some Jewish women, Hindu women, Christian women, you are a very great Muslim. That will make you go up. However, in the highest level of the heaven there is Al-Firdaus. Al-Firdaus is the highest floor in the heaven. Actually, I like to live in a high floor so I can have better view. Yeah. And one of the funny things about Islam, that if you live in the first floor you cannot go up to the second floor, but if you live in the second floor you can go down to the first floor to visit. So if you are a person who is in the heaven in the 100th floor, you can visit all who they are downstairs, but those who they are downstairs, they cannot visit all those who they are upstairs. However, the important for us here that in the highest heaven of Islam there is a Firdaus and there is 4 rivers, as you see with me in the screen. Four river. Now take a note. What are they, those 4 rivers? You believe it or not, one of them is a Nile river and the other one is the Euphrates. And there's 2 other rivers, mostly it is in Iran, which is very funny. So look what Muhammad he said. Remember, not me who is saying that, Muslims. Abu Hurairah reported, the messenger, Allah pray on him and salute him. That doesn't say may peace upon him. This is a lie translation. It says Allah pray on him and salute him. Shihan wa Jihan wal Furat wal Nil, those are among the rivers of the paradise. How the heaven of Allah is exist and located in the sky. How the Quran says that the garden of Eve and the garden of Adam, which is the garden of Eden, was always in heaven, and we will go back there if we are Muslims. Yet Muhammad he says that Shihan and Jihan and Euphrates and Nile River, they are 4 of the rivers of the heaven. Obviously this guy is taking too much hashish, and because nobody there to question what he say, I mean, say whatever you want, right? Who dare to ask him, are you stupid, Muhammad? The Nile River is in, you know, is coming from Victoria, you know, lake and etc., and from the middle of Africa, and Euphrates is coming from Turkey, and what are you talking about? But when Muhammad he talk, who dare to say no? Who dare to say you are being dumb and stupid? This is a prophet, remember. And then Muhammad he continue giving his exaggeration, for he is a false prophet. And the sign of exaggeration is all over Muhammad's statements. As an example, if we go down a little bit, we will see Muhammad he's saying, Inna fi jannati bahrun al-ma' wa bahrul asal. What? Indeed, in paradise there is a sea of water. Okay, sea of water. In the paradise there's a sea of water. Oh, no problem. Okay, what else? And there is a sea of honey, and a sea of milk, and a sea of wine. Then the rivers shall split off afterwards. I mean, that's, don't you think, Muslim, this is madness? A sea of honey? Are you sure? A sea of milk? You notice Muhammad is mentioning things which is the product of insects and animals, because milk is the production of sheep, cow, camel, whatever, and wine is the production of grape after manufacturing it, and the honey is the production of bees. So there is no way we are going to have honey and milk if we don't have bees and cows in the heaven. Otherwise, why Allah have to create cows on earth so we can have milk? And why he have to create bees in earth so we can have honey? And the description of the paradise, according to Muhammad, sometimes go beyond imagination. As an example, Muhammad he says in one of his hadith that the heaven, there's 2 heavens. One of them is made of paper, I mean, have you ever heard of heaven made of paper? Cartoon? Let me see if I can find you the hadith. Yeah, you see, here we go. Look, they translate the word waraq to silver. The fact waraq can come as a word mean paper. So in the paradise, there is one is from gold and the other is from silver, but in Arabic it says waraq. He might say to you that the word waraq can come as a word mean silver. You see it? However, let us say for the sake of argument that it is silver. Why in the world God will make a heaven made of gold and made of silver? Any Muslim can explain to me? And the milk will be sweeter than honey, and the honey will be sweeter than milk. And here you will see there would spot into it two streamlets, having their source in paradise. The one is from gold and the other one is from silver. Obviously, Muhammad is making fun of those little naive dumb Arab who they are not educated. And by the way, even those dumb Arab at that time, they did not believe in Muhammad. This is why he have to go in war with them and to force them into Islam. The door of the heaven, the door of the heaven, the distance between it is 40 years. Read with me. Let us see. Yeah, look at here. The distance between the two shutters of the gate of Jannah is 40 years distance. Is that supposedly so big? Is that supposedly so big? 40 years distance in the speed of what? Why it is? Why there's a gate? Guys, why there's a gate? You see, based in the statement, this is literally a real gate, not metaphorical. Correct? This is cannot be something metaphorical. This is must be a real gate. All right. Why there is a gate literally and it is that big? I mean, nobody will be, who can attend the Jannah anyway? I mean, do Muhammad expect in his God that somebody is going to jump over the fence to the Jannah? So he made a fence and then there's 7 gates. I can accept this if this was a metaphorical thing, but obviously the description is about real physical doors. And if you remember when Muhammad he arrived in the top of al-Buraq, the flying donkey, he arrived to the first gate and they asked him, who is with you? He told them, this is Muhammad. Jibril, he answered, they asked Jibril, was he being called? He said yes. So they opened the door, and this is the same scenario happen in every gate of the heaven, because simply Allah don't have a security camera to check who is behind the door. So each time Muhammad he arrived to one of the gates, they have to ask him who is behind the gate. Now the hell of Muhammad have different description. If you throw a rock from the edge of the hill, the rock will fly for the distance of 70 years. I mean, isn't it, this is amazing? Really. For we have been informed by BBUH, I think this is a new high definition TV, something like that, that a stone would be thrown at the one side of the hill and it would travel down for 70 years but would not reach its bottom. Oof. And how Muhammad he got all those information? You see, Muhammad is a prophet of God, and supposedly God he spoke to him, but we cannot find any of those information in the Quran. Where we can find him in the Quran? Any Muslim can tell me where we can find this information from the, how Muhammad he learned this information, that if we throw stones from the edge of the hill, it's going to take 70 years to go down. So there is no question that Muhammad is a fabricator and he have a very strong imagination. And when a madman he talk, the more he talk, the more he is doing poo-poo, stupid. He exposed himself. Muhammad he cannot keep his mouth shut. If we acknowledge this story in front of us, how Muhammad was prepared to go to heaven. You see, before you go to the, if you are a person who work with NASA and they will send you to the moon or to the space, they have to prepare you for some training. And this is exactly what happened to the Russian too. And this is exactly what happened to Muhammad during his lifetime as a prophet of Allah, who Allah want to take him above the space. Imagine how much preparation someone he want to go in the spaceship, it take him before he's ready. Muhammad, it took him only a plastic surgery and he was ready to fly to the space. When Muhammad prepared to go to heaven, two angels they came to him, and Muhammad was between asleep and awake, and then they cut his throat from here to here. What does that mean? From his throat to his testicles. This is a clear proof that Muhammad is a prophet of God, because if he is not a prophet of God, why Allah will send two angels to cut his throat all the way to his testicles? One of the funny things about Muslims, they say to you, if Allah he wants something to happen, he say be is going to be. If this is true, why Allah he needed to do plastic surgery for Muhammad to prepare him to go to heaven? And what is the plastic surgery of Muhammad? It's one of the most funny surgery ever. If you guys read with me, you will see what happened to Muhammad in this plastic surgery. After they cut his throat all the way to the lower of his belly, it was washed with the water of Zamzam. By the way, the water of Zamzam, you can watch a documentary by the BBC, found to be full of poison and arsenic. Drinking a cup of Zamzam is equal to smoking a box of cigarettes. This is how fast it's going to kill you. So those two angels, supposedly, they cut the throat of Muhammad all the way to his balls, and then they wash all his body with the water of Zamzam, and his heart was filled with wisdom and belief. But by the way, that is not what the hadith in Arabic is saying. Just to show you how Muslims they lie, and this is why we cannot trust Muslim translation. In Arabic it says فَأُتِيتُ بِطِسْطٍ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ. Tist is a dish, usually big ones. People they put their feet in because it's big, it fit for the feet, you know, you could to wash your feet. If somebody want to do a massage to you or etc., or washing your feet, etc., of somebody sick, so this is what they do. So it says in Arabic فَأُتِيتُ بِطِسْطٍ مِنْ ذَهَبٍ. In the translation we don't find that. It's gone. Anyone see it? Or what it says, that they brought to me water of Zamzam and then wash with water, and then my heart filled with the wisdom. But it doesn't say that in Arabic. Let me show you in different hadith how we can get those Abdul Muslim busted. Let me show you. This is what we do here. We get the Abdul busted. I hate this keyboard. Okay. Read with me. It was brought a gold basin full of wisdom and faith. So the stupid Abdus, they try to cover it in different place, but here they put it as it is. So Muhammad, in order to be a prophet, Allah he sent him two dishes. One dish, both of them they are made of gold, and one of them is full of wisdom and the other one is full of faith. By the way, all those who subscribe to my channel, at the end of the month we are going to send you a dish of wisdom and a dish of faith, especially if you're a Muslim. I mean, wisdom, they come in dishes. The fact I did not spend my life studying and going to universities and learning language and etc., the fact all what I did, I bought a dish of English and I became an English speaking person overnight. I ate a dish of English. You know, when I was in England, I bought a dish of English, I ate it, I slept, I woke up in the morning, I was saying, what's up? And there's many people who used to be atheists. How they became Muslims? Simply, we brought for them a dish of faith and we made them eat the dish. In the case of Muhammad, they have to cut their throat and then they have to install it, and then Muhammad became a believer. I mean, do you see how stupid the story? The God of Muhammad, in order to prepare Muhammad to go to heaven, he had to make a plastic surgery to expand his chest. This is the first, you know, Muhammad, he want to have a big boobs. The first one in the history who have a surgery, plastic surgery for breast, it was Muhammad. Then Allah, after he cut his chest, he sent with the angels. The one who is doing the surgery is not Allah. Allah is busy, man. I mean, come on. Do you know how many Allah people? Come on, Allah is so busy. I imagine Allah having like 1 billion security camera and watching everybody now, because obviously he cannot do anything by saying B. The Muslim, they say to us, if Allah he wants something to happen, he see B is going to be. Isn't it this is what they say to us in the Quran? Yes, this is what they say in the Quran. Let me show you. Here we go. In chapter 6 verse number 73 it says, it is he who created for you the heavens and the earth And if he says be, behold it is. Okay, question: why Allah did not say to Muhammad just be ready? Why he need to send two angels with a dish of wisdom and a dish of faith, and they have to cut his throat, and they have to wash it with water of Zamzam? I mean, what is that? Can't Allah say to Muhammad, be ready? Well, Muhammad is not ready, so we have to make a plastic surgery. What was exactly the problem with Muhammad in that stage? He was not ready, obviously. So Allah, he decided to prepare Muhammad to go to heaven. So how we prepare him to go to heaven? We make a plastic surgery. And how we do it? We cut his throat from here to here. And then we install a dish of wisdom and a dish of faith. Have you ever heard of a stupid statement more than this? A prophet of God, he is saying that a dish of faith was installed. Faith is come in dishes. Is that a faith enhancement? Is that a dish of faith to enhance the faith of Muhammad? Obviously it is. And then what about the dish of wisdom? A dish of wisdom? What's wrong with the wisdom of Muhammad? He was so dumb and so stupid. And guys, after Muhammad, Allah installed a dish of wisdom in his chest. Did Muhammad become wise? I believe Muhammad became more dumb. As an example, if you remember the story where Muhammad, as long we are done with this guy, we will go here in the hadith. Just to give you an example of the wisdom of Muhammad after the surgery. A woman, she came to Muhammad and she said to him that my husband is upset because there is a guy in my house, obviously a slave. He is looking at me in a dirty way. So what I should do, Prophet? Now the Prophet, remember, the Prophet now is not like before. After they installed a dish of wisdom, Muhammad became so wise. So look what Muhammad, he said to the woman. He said to her, give him your boobs. What? Give him your boobs. Let him suck it. Give him your beautiful nipples and let him suck it. And this is after the surgery of Muhammad and after he became so wise. Remember, this is a dish of wisdom coming from heaven, not from Harvard University. That's beyond imagination how wise he is. So the woman, she is complaining that the man is looking at her in a dirty way, and Muhammad is trying to find a solution. And the solution is what? She should give her boobs to this man, and he should suckle those boobs 10 times. I mean, guys, if your wife, she is upset from the neighbor, and the neighbor is womanizer, he's looking at her. To stop that, the Prophet, he gave us a solution. Ask your wife to invite the neighbor to your house and let her suckle him 10 different times until he is satisfied. And my friend, I promise you, the neighbor will never look at your wife in a dirty way ever again. Have you ever heard of a stupid story like this? And the woman, when she heard that first time, those Arabs, they never heard such something stupid like this. She said, how I can suckle him and he is a grown up man? I mean, There is no doubt that Muhammad is a prophet. You can tell. The best way to stop men from looking at women in dirty way is to ask the women to give their boobs to suckle it, and then the man will behave. And look here, in the Muslim translation, they try to fix it. They says, I already know that he is a young man. It doesn't say that, scumbag liars Muslims. It says rajulun kabir. This is the Arabic. Rajulun kabir. What rajulun kabir mean? He is a growing old man, not a young man. That is an example of the wisdom of Muhammad. Now guys, for those who just join us, don't forget to subscribe. We will have our podcast every day at 4:30 p.m. every day, 7 days a week. It can be short, it can be long, it doesn't matter until we finish the topic and we cover it all. So when the Muslim he speak about Muhammad, that Muhammad he was found in the Old Testament, I mean, how stupid that is when the Quran confirm that Muhammad he was sent from the Arab to the Arab, from the illiterate to the illiterate, and even the verse they are quoting for us, it says it clearly that he is one of the Israeli. This is why I believe strongly that religion can have a huge impact on intelligence. And this is why I always find that Muslims have a lack of intelligence big time, because there's no way a human being he have little intelligence will believe that God will make his penis endless, and there's no way human being he have little intelligence he do not know how to read that the verse in the front of him it says one among you, one from between you. Who? Between you who? The children of Israel. Why Muslims are deaf, blind, stupid? Do we have anyone have a question? Anyone in the chat have a question? Please let me know. All right, especially if it's about the topic. So obviously Muhammad is no prophet, and a prophet of God do not need a plastic surgery to prepare him to be ready to go to heaven. And there's no one in the world will believe in such a dumb stupid story that God he installed a dish of wisdom in the chest of somebody. The Hindus don't believe in such a stupid thing. The Buddhists don't believe in such a stupid thing. How you Muslims believe in that? Zamzam is a spring of water exists in Mecca. It's poisoning water, and supposedly the Muslim believe that when the wife of Abraham she went to Mecca, there was no people there and she was thirsty, so it was a miracle that God he opened a spring of water. This is what they say. However, you know, look what it says here at the end of this statement. Before the angels, they filled up the dish, the golden dish, by wisdom and faith. What they did? They wash it with water of Zamzam. I mean, look how dumb this stupid ears. So are you saying to me that the wisdom and the faith were coming without dish? Is not rubbed off together? Not rubbed up together? How the wisdom and faith they came from the 7 galaxies, behind the 7 seas, behind the 7 Majid, in the 7 boats, in the 7 horses, in the 7 trees, behind the 7 trees, and yet they are not in the dish. So they brought them the dish. They brought the wisdom and faith in what? So after they wash the wisdom and the faith and they washed the abandon of Muhammad, and they washed the belly of Muhammad, and they washed the heart of Muhammad, everything is washed, then they fill it with the wisdom of the faith, the wisdom and the faith of Allah. And if you notice here with me, it says right from the upper end of the chest to the lower part of the abdomen was open. Is that where the heart of Muhammad? The wisdom was put in there? In the stomach, in the belly, where? So to believe in Muhammad to be a prophet, you have to be mentally ill. This is not a story of somebody. And look guys, how Muhammad, he went to the 7 heavens in the top of a mule. Muhammad trying to find a transportation. You see, then after they wash his abdomen and his heart, an animal, al-buraq, which is a white animal, smaller than a mule and bigger than a donkey. Here guys, we need to analyze something maybe many of you do not notice. Why Muhammad he chose a white animal to go to heaven? Anyone notice? Why it's not a black animal? Why it's not red? There's red horses, there's gray, there's mixed color. Why it's a white animal? You remember Muhammad, he said, kill every pure black animal, not only dogs. So there is no way Muhammad will be allowed to enter heaven in any animal unless he is white. You see, I understand if a girl, she said, I saw a dream, a prince coming to me in a white horse, because white horse is beautiful. However, black horse is so beautiful too. Correct? Actually, me when I was a kid, I used to have you know, like we go to a farm and they have a very beautiful, unbelievable how beautiful this Arabian black horse. You will not believe it how beautiful he is. He was a pure black, and the owner got it for a very cheap price just because it is a pure black horse. The Muslims want to kill it because Muhammad, he said, kill every pure black animal. This horse must be the devil. So the Christian guy, the farmer, he bought this horse and he got it for very extreme cheap price, almost for nothing. Then Muhammad, he flied in the top of this mule. He is smaller than a mule and he is bigger than a donkey, but yet he is white. And he fly in the top of it and he reached the heaven, the nearest heaven. Now guys, the Quran says that the angels, it take them 1,000 years to approach Allah. Muhammad was able to go up and down in less than 8 hours. And in those 8 hours he was able to visit Jerusalem too. This is why we see the Muslim trying to hijack what it's called the Aqsa Mosque. This is where Muhammad, he went there supposedly in the dream, but all of us, we knew this is the Temple of the Mount. This is nothing to do with the Muslims. Muhammad never been there, never stopped there. It's a big fat lie. This is why every one of you should support Israel, and because they are the one really who own that land, and this is their temple and they should have it. And if I am a Jew, if I am an Israeli, I will never allow the Muslim to enter that area. I will kick every Muslim from Jerusalem, all of it. This is the land of the Jews, and nobody have the right to be there except them. This is the truth. Now the story is long, and you will see Muhammad, he arriving to a gate after gate after gate, and then each time Muhammad he arrived to a gate, the gatekeeper he asked, they knock at the door. Brother Titter, who there? Zakir Naik behind the door. Is that the brother Jibril? Jibril, is that you? Yes, I'm Jibril. Brother, who is with you? This is the Prophet Muhammad. Brother, he won't be called. I mean, look at this conversation. In the gate of the heaven, there's a gatekeeper. What gatekeeper? God, he need a gatekeeper. And then in the gatekeeper, they ask who is there? Who is there? Dr. Zakir Naik, brother. Who is with you? Thabir Ali. Why he's with you? Because he been called. Like what? My friend, we are not talking about the Talmud. The Talmud is not even considered a book of God. Everybody knows that the Talmud is a book of rabbis. So don't change the topic. What we have to do with the Talmud? I mean, come on. Some people, they are very weird. The Talmud is a stupid book, the same as the Quran. But this has nothing to do with this. Don't mix things together. And actually, a lot of his stories, Muhammad, he took it from the Talmud. Just to let you know. Tons of stories. As an example, Muhammad, he got where the story of the punishment of the grave. He got it from the Jews. And I can prove it to you in a second. But this is not the belief. This is not from God. This is a fiction of the Jews. The Jews have tons of legions, and most of it is made by false rabbis, false teachers. You will see here the story. Read with me. Aisha said that a Jews came to her, okay, and mentioned the punishment of the grave, in the grave, saying to her, may Allah protect you from the punishment of the grave. That's wonderful. Aisha then asked Allah apostle about the punishment of the grave. He who? Muhammad said, yes, 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 like yes, there is a punishment of the grave. And look what happened. Aisha added, after that I never saw Allah miss apostle but seeking refuge with Allah from the punishment in the grave. In every prayer he prayed. Guys, can't you tell that Muhammad is a scumbag liar? Look what happened. Aisha, she asked Muhammad about the punishment of the grave. Why? Because obviously she never heard Muhammad speaking about it before. Do we agree? Guys, do we agree? That is the logic, right? Otherwise she do not need to ask about it. She never heard about this before, so she is asking Muhammad. And that is a very clear proof that she never ever heard about it. Otherwise she will not go to Muhammad, says, if there is a punishment. Aisha then asked Allah apostle about the punishment of the grave. He said yes, which means the answer was there, is there? He said yes, there is punishment in the grave. But look what happened. After she asked him the question about the punishment of the grave, Muhammad, he learned about it. Since then Muhammad never stopped praying without I seek refuge from Allah from the punishment of the grave. So the question was, or the question is, if this was so important to pray in every prayer, How come Muhammad never mentioned it before? Are you getting my point? Obviously, Muhammad is a fabricator and he is a liar. If we ask Zakir Naik, if there is a punishment of the grave, he will say, Brother Sister, there's a do with women, they come to the Prophet, and they ask him. And all they do with people, they come to you to come to the Prophet and they ask him question. This is very normal in the time of the Prophet, because the Prophet was so wise and full of wisdom. And one of the reasons the Prophet he was be full of wisdom, because Allah he sent him a death of wisdom and a death of faith. One death of wisdom, one death of faith, one death of faith, one death of wisdom. To the Prophet, he been asked a question by our mother, the mother of the beloved Aisha. She said, our beloved mother, is there a punishment for the grave? The Prophet he said, absolutely, indeed, absolutely. And since then, my brother, the Prophet never stopped saying, I seek refuge from Allah by the punishment of the grave. Like, what the heck? Since then, he never stopped saying, I seek refuge. So all his life, he never mentioned the punishment of the grave. Until Aisha, she been told by the Jew, and the Jew, she told Muhammad, and Muhammad, he heard it, and then it's stuck with him. In every single prayer. That's astonishing. And that is telling us how naive to be a Muslim. You have to be mental to be a Muslim. I mean, seriously. And then what is the punishment of the grave? There's two angels will come to you and they will ask you three questions. The first question, Muhammad now he start adding spices, you know. He start adding spices. The Jews, they told him something, but Muhammad, he want to add the spices now. So he brought a hammer, and they will brought you in the head, and they will ask you three questions. Who is your God? You say Allah. Bingo. You are saved. You passed the first one. They ask you the second one. What is your religion? I mean, look how stupid the question are. If his God is Allah, what is his religion? If the question, the first question is, who is your God? And the guy, he said Allah. So what the point of asking, what is your religion? Somebody, his God is Allah, but he's an atheist. Muslims, unbelievable, man. And then if you don't answer the question correctly, the angels will beat you with the hammer, and the hammer will take you 7 cubits down the earth each time they hit you in your head, between your head. So it doesn't matter where we go. Like, I wish we can have a Muslim who have the courage to call me live right now and it challenge me for a live debate. Do we have any Muslim from those who they are listening? He have the courage to do so? Obviously not. They have, you know, the Muslims are not only terrorists, they attack women. If you notice, all the terrorist attacks is made against women. In the market, in the mall, in the street, you know, like the guy last week, he stabbed 3 women in the beach, you know, cowards. Same I find in the internet. You will find Muslims, they want to debate girls. They want to speak to girls by voice. Open the camera for me. But they will never dare to show up here. So we have an open challenge for the Muslims, Abdul, if they have the courage and the knowledge to come and debate us. And again, I remind everybody, we are going to do broadcast every day at 4:30, every day. I hope 4:30 is good for everybody. And that is going to be 7 days a week, unless I have a business trip, which means going to do a seminar somewhere, to do teaching somewhere. Otherwise, every day at 4:30, sorry, PM New York time or Eastern time. So tell your friends, subscribe, and inform everybody. And I'm not going to open Pal Talk unless I have a debate. I prefer to do it here. And if any one of you have a question, you want to speak, by his voice, I will open my Skype and you can call me and we can talk. And I think all of you know my Skype. It's Debate TV. Very simple. Debate TV. Let me type it here for everybody on the screen. Oh, I have Arabic. Debate TV. This is how easy it is. So anyone want to call me, anyone have a question, any Muslim want to debate me, feel free. I'm not really I'm not here to spank the Muslims. I am here to spank the head of the snake, and that is Muhammad. Because I cannot say even I want to spank Allah, for Allah does not exist. We have a false man, his name is Muhammad, and he is the one we need to get him busted, and this is what we do. The Muslims, for me, they are victims and they need our help. I'm not here to make fun of them. However, they make fun of themselves. When you believe in such a stupid story as we see in front of us Muslims, you are making fun of yourself. When you believe in the Quran saying that Allah will insert inside the anus of a human being 70 pubic chain, and every ring of this chain is enough or more, have more iron than all the iron of the earth, you must be stupid. How you can believe in such a thing? Do we have any Muslims? Any brave one? Yeah, about Baal, let me show you something. You see, Muhammad, because he's an ignorant, he is as stupid as usual. He do not know that Allah is the same as Baal. So he put his God Allah in competition with Baal. Let me show you. However, Muhammad, he admit that Baal is God. The word Baal appear many places actually, but I want to show you here. Look at this. In chapter 37 verse 125 it says, أتدعون بعلا وتذرون أحسن الخالقين? Are you going to worship Baal, yet you ignore or forsake the best of the creators? But this statement actually is not against Baal as much it is about Allah better than Baal. Read carefully with me. You will call upon Baal and forsake the best of the creators. So what does that mean? Look what Muhammad he said, that there is two gods. One of them, his name is Baal, and the other one supposedly is Allah. However, both of them, they are creators, but yet Muhammad claimed that Allah is the best of the creators. So the Quran acknowledged Baal to be a creator. Otherwise, how Allah compare himself to false God who create none? Are you getting my point? Guys, is the idea clear? Anyone understand? Yes, it's 4:30 p.m. guys, every day Eastern time. So when Muhammad he says, Allah speaking, not him supposedly, that Allah is the best of the creators, and he's comparing him with who? Comparing him with Baal. By this, Muhammad acknowledged that there is many creators. Otherwise, this statement is false. Why? Imagine, guys, I say to you, I am the best God when there's no other God. Imagine I am the only human being exist in this earth, and then I say I am the best of a human being. That will be stupid, and it's a lie. For I am not the best of any, for I am the only one of my kind. The Muslims, to try to defend this situation here, they try to fabricate a story. Says to you, oh, here creation, like, you know, don't you create the computer? Don't you create airplane? Abdul, don't be stupid. Creator in the meaning of religion is about creating a life, not making a bicycle. It's about giving life, and that can be proven from the Quran. The Quran says, the Quran put the standard of those who can be called God. How we can find that? If we go in the Quran, you will find this. Read with me, Abdul. Chapter 22, verse number 73. 22, 73. When our clear sign or research whatever, to them they will notice denial in their faces of the believer, etc., etc., etc. And then in verse number 73 says, O men, there is a parable set forth, listen to it. Those on whom beside Allah you call cannot create a fly. So in order to believe in someone to be God, at least let him create a fly, not a computer. And that is a problem here, because Jesus, based on this verse, is God. Because Allah is saying to you, in order to call someone beside Allah, or not Allah but him, at least let him create a fly. But Jesus, according to the Quran, he created it from the mother bird. The Muslim, they will say to you, this is happened by the leave of Allah. That's Muhammad claim. There's no proof of it. Same time, the Muslim, they believe everything we do is by the leave of Allah. Me, I open the room today is by the leave of Allah. You go to the bathroom by the leave of Allah. Everything is by the leave of Allah. This is stupid, man. You know, it's because the Muslim, they don't believe in a free will anyway. So it's very stupid to believe in Islam, because Islam is a collection of contradictions. So they ask you, the Quran asks you not to worship a man or not to worship a God unless he can create a fly, and yet the Quran says to us that Jesus can create from the mother bird. Do we have any Muslim there? Again, take a note. Every day at 4:30, starting from today, we will have a live broadcast. Everybody is welcome. Feel free to subscribe and tell your friends. And at the end of the episode, we are going to give a free dish of wisdom and faith. Any Abdul? This is my challenge to the Muslims, if there is any Muslim is listening to us. Choose for me the best verses in the Quran, and I will show you a stupid mistake there. Challenge. Right now, right here. Any Muslim? We don't want to select our verses from the Quran. We don't want to choose our cherries. And you know, look, if I show you what the Muslims they post in Facebook, I mean, it's very stupid and very funny. Muslims in Facebook, it's like somebody is suffering from diarrhea, and that diarrhea is a copy-paste diarrhea. Look at this. Matthew chapter 4:10. Jesus said, only God should be served and worshipped. Where did Jesus say he too should be worshipped in the Bible? And then you start, and the Christian, they start posting for them verses after verses after verses, and then the Muslim, they say, where's the verse? The Muslims, they are suffering from mental issues, and no matter how many verses, like now, if a Muslim, who is a Muslim who dare to call me to challenge me about Jesus saying only God should be served, as this guy posting there? Any Muslim who want to do it? So when I look at the Muslims post, it's really funny, and sometimes it's very cute. Matthew 3:13-17 says Jesus was baptized in the river of Jordan. If Jesus were God, how can God be baptized, and for what? You know, if Jesus is God, he should not be baptized. And who is the one who put the rule? Is Abdul. He is the one who can decide to God what he should do, what he should not do. But he ignored that in that baptism, God, he said, the Father, this is my own begotten Son. So from that story, they ask why Jesus was doing baptism. This is the only concern. It's not the story behind it. It's not what happened there. It's why Jesus doing baptism. The baptism was to announce who is Jesus, my friend. God himself, the Father, he witnessed to Jesus and he spoke. John the Baptist himself, he witnessed to Jesus and he spoke. So the baptism of Jesus was the announcement of Jesus. People, they discover who is he. Don't you Muslims says, where is the Holy Spirit? Okay, read the verse there, you will see where is the Holy Spirit. By the way, do you know that Allah himself, he practiced baptism? Why Allah he need to do baptism? Let me show you from the Quran. Yeah, Allah he do baptism, and Allah himself he is baptized. In chapter 2 verse 138, let us read the translation. You see, the Muslim, they put between two brackets what is not in the Quran. The Quran says from here, the baptism of Allah, and who can baptize better than Allah? Question to the Muslims, why Allah doing baptism? Was Allah John the Baptist? Am I heard, guys? Do you see the verse? Allah himself, he is doing baptism. Question, Why Allah he needed to do baptism? What the point? You see, the Muslims, this is why they don't debate me, because anything they say is going to be used against them in the court of law. Abdul, just open your mouth. I will get you busted in a second. This is in chapter 2, verse 138 in the Quran. So if Allah is God, and Allah he say be is going to be, what is the baptism of Allah? Did Allah get baptism? Or Allah he do baptism? If he does it to who? To himself? Very dumb, naive religion. Abdul, what about you get some education, Abdul? I mean, I'm really upset because you Muslims are extremely ignorant. I mean, you ask questions about the Christians, trying to insult the Christians, putting them down, but the fact you are insulting your religion and you are insulting yourself. What about you go and read ones of my books? Who is a Muslim wanna call me right now and get my book for free? One of my books. In the language you like. Any Muslim? Who is a brave Muslim? He accept to debate me right now and he will get any of my books for free. Totally free. Any Abdul? And by the way, you can make a video and burn it, because a Muslim he told me he's going to buy all my books and he was going to burn them, which will be very nice actually. This is how smart the Muslims are. They want to burn my book. I thought they want to refute my books. I thought they want to find mistakes in my books. But what they want to do, they want to burn it. All right. Any Muslim? Whether glory to the Lord, Muslims are defeated and Islam is defeated every day. And guys, Islam can be exist because of ignorance of mankind. This is why we have a duty, all of us, to fight ignorance. Ignorance is the problem. If not ignorance, Islam is not exist. This is the truth. This is the truth. Islam exists for a very simple reason. People are ignorant. And the only way to fight this stupid cult is to spread the truth. And the truth, as our Lord, our Savior, he said, the truth will set you free. As simple as that. Do we have any Abdul? Any Muslim? Not even one. Anyone have a question? Do we have any question there? No question. All right. Well, guys, Look like you guys are out of a question. Okay, somebody have a question, Danny. What is your question, Danny? Fast. Where Shia get their info about Muhammad? Shia, they have different reference and different books, totally different books. Like there's the same as the Sunni. They have Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, etc. The Shia, they have exactly the same books, but for sure different names, and they have actually more horrible stories from the Sunni. All right. We will talk maybe next time, or maybe tomorrow, we will see. Depend what topic will come in our way. However, the Shia books is hilarious. You see, if the Sunni books is full of stupidity, the Shia is amazing stupid. Like if you remember when Ali, he said, if you wear a yellow shoe, that Allah will make your if you wear a black shoe, Allah will make your penis weak and your vision weak too. And your son, if you have a kid, if you have sex with your wife, if she get pregnant, your son will be always worried. All of this because you are wearing a black shoe. All right. So the Shia, they have a lot of madness. Sometimes it's beyond imagination. Why Arab countries take not refugees? Because refugees will not go there, my friend. Refugees are smart people. They go where they can be given free milk and free sugar. In the Middle East, they will rape them. As simple as that. If somebody goes as a refugee, and especially if he's a black, as an example, to Iraq, they will enslave him. If a refugee is a black, he go to Saudi Arabia, they will rape him. Or if he's white, it doesn't matter really, but for sure if you are black, they will humiliate you more. Go right now and search right now in Google how the Muslims in Tunisia, they treat black students, not refugee, not refugee, African black students. Google right now, search in Google. You will see how they discriminate them in a madness way. Let me see if I can find it for you. Oh, I'm typing in Arabic. Hold on. Because nobody is racist as much as the Arab. Look with me in the screen. I just found it for you. It's all over the news actually. And the Muslims supposedly they are against this, you know, but I mean, come on. You want to fool who? You want to fool who? Hold on, let me show you. This is just an example in Tunisia, but doesn't mean in Tunisia only they do that. It's all over the Middle East. If you are a black person, they didn't treat you even as a human. You are not even second class or third class. They treat you as if you are an animal. They beat you just because you're black. Like you are walking in the street, a bunch of white Arab, they see you, they surround you and they start saying to you, what are you doing here? Why you are coming to our country? Huh? What's wrong with you? And the poor guy is just coming to seek education, register in university. That's all. There's many documentary about it, and there's many studies, but this This is always exist in the Middle East. This is not something new. But nobody talk about it. No, actually, the hadith says if somebody says the prophet is a black, kill him. If somebody said the prophet is a black, kill him. And I made a video about it before. Prince Bandar, they sleep with their slaves. This is not a choice. They sleep with their slaves and they get children from them. So what? Not because they are nice, not because they are not they are against the slavery. That's because they have slaveries. You know, until now, all those countries you mentioned, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Emirat, Bahrain, you name it, all of them, they have slaves. All of them. And the Quran confirm using slaves and abusing slaves, as simple as that. وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. Read with me. All those verses in the Quran confirm slavery. Chapter 4, verse number 3. Chapter 4, 24. Chapter 4, verse 25. Chapter 4, 36. Chapter 16, 71. It's all over. I mentioned to you last time that there's a revolution happening in the Middle East. It's called the revolution of the Zinj. The revolution of the Zinj. Where that happened? It's happened in the city of Al-Basra. What is the revolution of the Zinj? Zinj means Negro. The Negroes. So based in that revolution, the Muslims, they have hundreds of thousands of black slaves in one city alone. It's called Al-Basra. Al-Basra. But for sure, not only in Al-Basra, it's all over. But Al-Basra became a city of Negroes. Nobody lived there except black slaves. That's it. Not even a single one of them is a free man. Let me hold on. I got it wrong. I don't know why Google is getting me the wrong answer. Let's see how they spell it there. Maybe Zinj English. With G. Yeah, with G. So the Zinj revolution simply is about the occupation, the capture of a black people from Africa, bringing them all the way to Middle Eastern countries, and that became a huge number to the point cities, big cities, huge cities, they are just pure African people. Not a single white Arab man lived there. And then those people, because they were abused badly, they started the revolution asking for their rights. I'm trying to play the map, but for some reason it's not playing. Any other question? Anyone have a question? Do we have any Muslim would like to call me live? Guys, again, I don't want to remind you, every day at 4:30 p.m. we are going to start our podcast, and we will have a live session. People they asking questions. Muslims they can call us and debate us. Everybody is welcome to defend his religion, and if you are a man, make it happen. Those who have a big mouth in Facebook, if you have the courage, if you have the knowledge, I am here for it. So who accept the challenge right now, right here? Who is a brave Muslim would like to call me right now, right here? Any Muslim? Yeah, Muslims don't have knowledge of Islam, but they have knowledge of the Bible. So suddenly the Muslim they want to quote for us verses from the Bible, and they want to teach us our Bible, but yet they do not know even a verse about the Quran. Like, you know, if I ask a Muslim a very simple question about the first chapter in the Quran, you will see how much trouble he will be having. The first one, Al-Fatiha, very simple one. If we ask a Muslim anyone about Al-Fatiha, you will see how much he will be. He have no idea what to say. Or what about the first revelation Muhammad he received, where Allah he says, Iqra. Huh? It doesn't matter how small. The question is, it is going to be very much troubling, and the Muslim have no idea how to answer it. Chapter 96 verse number 4 is the first verse in the Quran, or verse chapter Muhammad received supposedly from his God, before the Muslims corrupt their book and they change it. If we ask the Muslim, any Muslim, can you answer me about this chapter? They will run away right away. Glory to the Lord. Muslims are afraid, ashamed of their God and their prophet, the one who have no prophecy except the false one. And by the way, the only reason for anyone to believe that Muhammad is a prophet is thinking about it in such a way. When Muhammad he said that I was the most weak person between all mankind, and I invoked my God and he sent me a dish of shish kebab, and then he made me having the power of 6 for 40 men. I mean, that's alone is proof that Muhammad is a prophet. I mean, imagine God, who Muslim they say to us, if you want something to happen, he say be is going to be. He could not fix the penis of Muhammad, so he sent him a dish of shish kebab. And Muhammad, after he ate it, like boing, like what happened between the legs of Muhammad, right away something is standing up and going crazy, out of control. Muhammad he ate the shish kebab from here, his penis is like a stick, is beating everything, destroying concrete, breaking furniture, breaking the teeth of everybody. For Muhammad now he ate shish kebab made by Allah, and he got the power of 40 men. How in the world anyone can deny that Muhammad is a prophet after this? Only prophets of God have the power of 40 men in sex. That means every rabbit is a prophet. Look like Muhammad was a rabbit. If Muhammad was exist today in our time, he will be a superstar in Playboy magazine or Playboy station. For sure after he ate the kufait, not before. So do we have any Muslim before we end our session for today? So guys, did you subscribe before we finish for today? Don't forget tomorrow again at 4:30 again. I think this is a good idea. People they know every day where to find me. Every day, every day, every day. Unless, as I said, I have a seminar to do, unless I am overseas, and if I have the internet is good, still I'm going to do it still, you know. But I'm saying in case the time always is 4:30. Generally speaking, like I don't do really too many seminars, and usually I do many of them or travel overseas in the winter time. You know, the best thing about winter, uh, people, they have nothing much to do. I mean, there's no activities outside, so they stay home or they go to church more. So in winter, church activities is more exist, and that that's good, and that's giving me a chance to speak to many people and to teach it to as many as we can. So this is why in winter time, and usually after Christmas, like January, etc., things get better when it's come to church activities. So for now, we will have this time, and we will be every day at 4:30 Eastern time. So please take a note and subscribe. And with this, I want to say, may the Lord bless you. Tell your friends and share with us. And the truth, as our Lord the Messiah, He said, will set you free. And I say to the Muslims, shame on you, Muslims, to follow the dead Muhammad, the criminal, the liar, the thief, the one who was accused of stealing underwear by his followers, and to leave and to forsake the Messiah, the Lord, the Savior, the Good Shepherd, the one nobody can prove him to be a sinner, the one who is living until now. Even in your book, the Messiah is alive. Deal with it. We are the followers of the living one. You are a follower of the dead man. Our Lord is the one who will come back. Even in your book, your prophet will never come back. You are waiting for a dead man. In your book, the Messiah is going to be the judge in the judgment day. Hakaman muqsitan, your prophet, he said, which means he is absolute just and justice, for he is God, and nobody can be absolute just and justice unless he is God. With this, I say, God bless you. May the Lord keep you all safe and open the eyes of the Muslims to see the truth, and the truth will set you free. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. And see you tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. God bless.